fuck GVK. That's all I gotta say. Oh, we had a good conversation before this.
Yeah. We should have done that as a thing. Like, I saw you posted one for it already.
Oh, it was part of the podcast.
Oh.
But we can do one. Like, I think people would like to hear our rage because, like, I can talk to a certain extent to people, but you understand me better than when we go at these movies, and like I'm the one that texts you first.
Technically, I texted you first, saying, "Hey, I've watched it."
Yeah, but then like you got the angry texts and stuff like that. Like just straight up, like after I watched it in the morning, I was like, "Fights were great. Everything's garbage."
So is this going to be Winter Soldier or is this going to be Godzilla? What are we doing here?
We're doing Winter Soldier and the Falcon, episode 3. I'm KMB The Sexy Ninja.
I'm dead.
Perfect. All right.
There's expectations now, so it's not as fluid.
Episode 3 dropped. I watched it with the wife. I enjoyed it, especially the ending. I was kind of like, okay, with the...
Which part of the ending?
With the bringing Wakanda into it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I wasn't sure if you were talking about the Zemo part or the part where Bucky was searching for stuff at the end and he was finding the beads.
Yeah. Well, when the beads were coming, he's like, "Oh, I know these," and I was like, "Oh." Then they were like, "Where's Zemo?" And I'm like, you know.
I swear, and I know this sounds sad, but if Chadwick Boseman was alive, it probably would have been him there.
Yeah.
Like it, or I'm a little surprised it wasn't like Okoye. Granted, she is like a royal guard. She's not someone that goes around.
Well, that would have been cool,
but like a royal guard.
Yeah. Well, at first that's who I thought it was, and then I was like, "Oh no, that's okay, cool." Mm-hmm. Or Shuri. Yeah. You know, she's like
maybe I don't know why. Unless she's like changed her character completely and is on revenge, which would be interesting.
Which would be interesting because I'd be like, where did the revenge part come from? But okay,
because they didn't try to break him out to kill him before. I guess. But when it was
I'm back.
But it was like Black Panther learned his lesson in that movie, and was like, I am done being consumed by revenge. And then, here's a really confusing part to Wakanda coming after him. Zemo got captured. Who captured Zemo in Civil War? Black Panther.
Yeah. And they took him, right?
They gave him back to the
Yeah.
Germans. That's why he was in the cell at the end of the movie with Martin Freeman. Like, they gave him back where they could have just taken him to Wakanda. Like, now I'm really confused as to why Wakanda's coming after him. Because they had him before. They flat out had him.
Yeah, now that you said that, I was more or less like, we're getting some Wakanda!
And that's cool.
And now I'm just like, wait.
But the question, he grabbed him in Siberia. So he flew him from Siberia to Germany. So, I'm a little thrown off here.
Now I'm thrown off, man. I was just like, Wakanda Forever, you know. Thanks.
I'm sorry.
Now I'm going to go rewatch it.
I remembered that, because I was thinking, I was like, man, I swear, if Chadwick Boseman was alive, he probably would have been the one there. Just because that would
But then you would have been like, why is T'Challa there? Even though he did give him...
He went after freaking Claw.
Oh, man.
Who just blew up part of the thing and killed a lot of Wakandans, but...
One villain I wish they kept alive.
Yeah.
But I understood why, to get Killmonger.
It fit really nicely into the movie, but yeah.
But that's besides the point. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Agent 13.
Sharon Carter.
Yeah.
Hard to call her Agent 13 when she's on the run from the government.
Well, that's the thing, though. I was trying to think of, like, why. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it doesn't. That's another thing. The big thing about this episode that doesn't make sense is that Bucky and all of them were fugitives of the law and let back in, but nobody was like, hey, is Sharon Carter still around? Oh, she's on the... Okay, can we clear her from this, too?
Maybe that's why she's so salty. She's
just
like, oh yeah, you guys got let off, but of course I didn't get let off.
We were like, okay, so what you did was take some of their property that was taken and give it back. Like, okay, I guess it was government technology, but at the same time, it was in Germany, in German hands. Or in the World Council's hands, at least.
Where is the World Council?
What?
World Council. Where are they? They're finito, right? They've been gone since... No? They're still around?
They should still be around. They talk about them in Civil War, which was after...
Yeah, but I'm thinking that was like the last time we actually really had the World Council.
Yeah.
Even brought up in... Maybe we're gonna see him in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I mean, people had to get cleared somehow, and I think Ross. I think Ross is part of the World Security Council. Like when he came in Civil War and was talking to them, he was part of that, and then he probably would have had to have been part of it during.
Well, the thing with the thing today,
Infinity
besides the Falcon and Winter Soldier, somebody told me that War Machine was in that Space Jam trailer, and I was like, War Machine. Then I was like, oh, Don Cheadle's the bad guy. I love it now that we just associate them with their Marvel characters. We're just like War Machine's here.
No, that's unfortunate because I really like Don Cheadle for a couple other things. And now, don't get me wrong, Sebastian Stan is the Winter Soldier. I don't really know him from other things. I think he was in Hot Tub Time Machine, but I never watched that movie.
Was he?
I think he was.
I don't remember that movie. Like I remember bits and parts of the best jokes of that movie. I remember.
I've never seen it, but there was someone brought up the fact that they brought up Hot Tub Time Machine in Infinity War, or no, sorry, Endgame, and someone's like, I think Sebastian Stan's in that movie.
Well, I know everybody's campaigning for him to be
Luke Skywalker, yeah,
and I'm just like, I like Sebastian Stan, so
I've got no problem with it.
But I don't know. This episode was just like the last episode. It was definitely like
more setup.
And I can't wait until the payoff because, like, it's not like WandaVision where every episode, like we've talked about before, is everything. Oh, okay. This was like, all right.
This is just a continuous line of story, not like a story of the week sort of thing.
Yeah, and no real cliffhanger per se. But I would say Wakanda getting involved is a little bit of a cliffhanger, but also a confusing one now after you said that about Civil War.
I'm actually more confused now because I'd only thought about that while we were discussing it, and I was like, huh.
Maybe someone can school us. Maybe you can school us and be like, no, they said it here. And then they're like, in this comic book that came out while the movie came out. I'm like,
now that is how they explained why T'Challa had his powers before he officially became the Black Panther and Wakanda became the king. So.
Oh wait, and those little prelude.
Yeah, the prelude.
I got them. I bought them, but I never.
But that still doesn't sort of explain. I mean, I don't know. Well, like I don't know how they could have gotten Zemo from him because like that was the entire thing in Black Panthers. They're like, oh, we've got Claw. Yes, you have Claw. I'm sure that will last for a long time.
With the breakout of Zemo was great.
I just love that like he's he's explaining the entire plan as it's going on with Sam thinking like,
no, that's
we're
just horrible.
Gonna do this.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that's gonna work. This is a terrible, terrible idea. And Zemo just walks
in. Hey guys,
it's like, oh jeez.
And of course he's rich.
Yeah, well, he is Baron Zemo.
Yeah. I just like the fact that even Falcon's just like, oh come on, like. I'm trying to put my family business going and this and that, and of course the villain who went to jail is rich,
which is also funny because I'm assuming they're speaking some form of Sokovian or Russian or something like that, but it just makes me think like when he's talking to his butler guy, there's a decent chance that Bucky probably understands exactly what they're saying. Yeah, that's just how these movies work. Well,
and plus too, he knows like a lot of languages, right? Mm-hmm. Because being a Winter Soldier,
he was like espionage and deep cover and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what the other soldiers were supposed to be too. So,
yeah.
But it was kind of weird, like the progression, but lack of progression in this episode.
Yeah, it's like because you don't like doing this. It's like watching a movie, pausing it, getting back to it tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Pausing it at a certain spot and be like, with Wakanda showing up, be like, oh man, cool. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go pee and go to bed, and I'll finish this tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Come back, push play. Oh, okay, great spot. I'll finish watching this tomorrow. That's how this feels with every week so far. Even though this is like the third week.
I will say, I think one of my favorite moments in this episode was when John got spit on by that guy.
Oh,
do you know who I am? And you're just like. Oh, he's going down the deep end of like he's not himself. He is Captain America. He has all of the privilege that Steve had, and where Steve would have just been like.
His progression though is like he's just getting more evil and evil as we go, mm-hmm. And when he's like that was a good part. That was something I was like, now I'm seeing the acting chops of this guy. Did you know that he actually did go for Captain?
That's funny.
Yeah, he actually did try out for the role for Captain. And
It's unfortunate that it's just one of those. We lived in the generation of some of the best superhero actors, where it's gonna be hard to surpass them. Like there's people that can take the place, and I feel like, and I know this is a little off tangent, but the one superhero character that can be replaced every 3 or 4 years, and people make a deal about it at first, but then stop caring rather quick, is Batman.
yeah.
Besides that, there's not really a superhero that we
Or Joker, like everyone.
Okay, but I said superhero first and foremost.
Yeah, well,
We're not talking about the White Knight.
Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. Right there. That's good stuff right there. No, I understand it, and people are making a big deal. Like, yes, I do love Ben Affleck as Batman, but I also love Christian Bale as Batman and every actor before then. Like, I still love Val Kilmer as Batman. George, not so much.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton, of course, but there's like years later, they're like, new Iron Man movie, and we got blah 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 playing.
We got Zac Efron playing
Tony's,
Iron Man. No,
and I'd be like, and I'll be that old geezer, like, back in my day.
I mean, give it 50 years, they'll probably just do a big reboot. But now I really hope if they do decide to do reboots,
like a multiverse reset,
like not even just that, like. Go the Miles Morales route. Go the Riri route. Go.
I think that's what they're doing now, because now we're at a point to where we've been going with this for 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right? Over 10 years.
Over 10, yeah.
2008, I think, 2008 was the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah, we're over 10 years now, and now we're like, okay, well, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and it's kind of like now we're getting in the nitty gritty of like, okay, well, we already told all the stories. We did Endgame. We did the big movie, and now it's like, oh, well, where do we go from here? Multiverse, let's introduce that. Let's get Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, and
It's with that, though. I don't mind if they bring other people in multiverses as those things. Like, say you want Zac Efron as Robert Downey Jr. in one multiverse, but don't make that, like, don't say I am Iron Man. Say he's the Iron Man from that universe, because
or they like in the multiverse of madness for Doctor Strange, he goes into one multiverse and they're like, it is Zac Efron. He goes, "Hi, I'm Tony Stark." He's like, "No, you're not."
Hole underneath him.
He's just like, "Nope." And it's still, oh no, what would be better? Because remember the original casting that they wanted for Iron Man was Tom Cruise. Mm-hmm. If he did a cameo and was like, "Hi, I'm Tony Stark," and then like that's how straight. You
know what'd be even better is just let me get the entire idea out first. Go to the multiverse. The man they meet who says he's Iron Man turns around. It's Ben Affleck. Then they go and find Captain America. It's Henry Cavill. Then they go and they find Thor, and it's Jason Momoa. Then they go and find Scarlet Witch, who is Gal Gadot. How wrong would that be?
Wrong.
That would be so wrong.
Wrong and good in so many ways.
And then imagine
who would be Ezra Miller?
Rocket Raccoon.
I like that. But yeah, back to the episode. It was okay. It was fun. I'm just, like I said, it's all progression still. We're still getting a little bit of taste of what's on the bone and whatnot. And I think once
we haven't got anything super juicy so far.
I think we will at the next episode, because that's episode 4. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we got 2 more.
And we had some, we've had things that have paid off so far. Like Isaiah, you find out he was the one they took the super soldier serum from, to make all of these things. The power broker, who we still have not been introduced to yet.
Yeah, that's the build, though. He's the big one that we're going to be like, bum, bum, bum.
Well, considering
Neil Patrick Harris.
It's actually Zemo the entire time.
Zemo's like, "I tricked you."
I did. Oh, that was a really cool part of the episode when he put the mask on.
Oh my goodness, that was that for me as a comic book guy, because when they told me Zemo was gonna be in the Civil War, I was like, I wonder if they're gonna do the mask, the suit.
Is there a way to make that not look stupid?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like is it like, why do I even question Marvel nowadays with their suits? Like, it's just like, because even Feige was like, You want the suits? You get the suits. You know, you don't have to weirdly modify it or anything like that. Just give them the suits.
I'm a little worried after Fox's acquisition of Wolverine getting his yellow spandex.
I think they'll make it look cool though.
I mean, not them, but Warner Brothers did make Aquaman's look cool. Like that is one of the few parts of that movie that we really did enjoy was the costume
color
design.
and the pop, the suit, and how Orm looked and everything like that. Yeah. And then looking at that, like how great he looks, I'm just like, I just don't really care for how he looks in Justice League.
That weird like black chain scale man or whatever.
And I did after rewatching the Snyderverse, I'm still wondering why he just showed up.
I mean, we could make a list 100 long of weird things that just happen to happen and why.
Maybe that should be a POP-FLIX thing, like a list of things that we come together. Like we watched a movie and we bring a list to it. Like I would love to just rip apart GVK with you.
Okay, so here's the truth about my hate towards movies. If it's a bad movie, it's not fun hating it. Like
I'm not hating it for the sake of hating it. I'm just like, I'm trying to justify it in my mind. Why do I hate this movie so much? Why did it fill me with so much rage? You know, but that's besides the point. That's another episode. That's another day because we keep going off topic. But for me, I give this about a 7.
You know, now that like listening to what we've said so far in this, I think it's because Falcon and the Winter Soldier right now for us isn't the most engaging thing because we're still putting the pieces together, and we know they're not going to give us anything super fun until they're super close to the end. It's going to be episode 5 where like everything's starting to coalesce and be fun, and then episode 6 is just the payoff for everything. So we still have next week's episode to just kind of slosh through to make it to like, okay, now we're ready to get the fun part that we're now going to understand because we've watched this.
Yeah, then all I want is Falcon coming out with his like decked out Captain America suit.
Mm-hmm.
So, but overall, I give it a 7.
I'd give it probably a 6. Like, it's just one of those, it wasn't a great episode, it wasn't a bad episode, but like with how much, just in this, how much we've talked about like everything else means that this episode really didn't keep our attention as much as it should have.
Let us know what you thought of the episode, what you know, your rating. Like I said, for me, 7. It was just, it was good, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is like I can't. This is one of those things like I can't wait for next week.
It's not like WandaVision episode 4 where we have the reveal of like everything going on around the Hex.
Yeah,
it was that was a big episode. We're like, oh man, I can't wait till what's going on next time.
Yeah, this one's got like all right, next Friday. Oh wait, I'll watch Mighty Ducks. That's
that was actually more. That was higher on my list as far as like the Disney Plus recommendations than Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm like, wow.
Did you watch the first episode?
No, I haven't.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's great. Only question I have. Here we go again. Only question I have is like, why is he not a lawyer? No, well, why does he have a hockey rink? What happened to the lawyer thing and whatnot?
Is it Emilio Estevez?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
And he's looking more like his dad.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's that? Martin Sheen?
Yeah. Yeah, but Game Changers. I watched the first episode. I really, really liked it. It was really, really cute. I'm ready to watch the second episode tonight because I really enjoyed it. So,
see, and my thing through the week was Invincible.
Yeah.
That was I started watching and I might have watched it the day the 4th episode came out. I don't even know, but no, that took my attention a lot too, and I've been like, I'm recommending that one honestly at this point more than Falcon and the Winter Soldier, just because it's something.
And Mighty Ducks, Game Changers.
Yeah.
Besides the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Well, that's just the things that have just caught our attention so much more than Falcon and the Winter Soldier this week.
All right, y'all. Well, like and subscribe. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your grandpa. Share it with the bum down at Walmart. Let us know what you thought of the episode and maybe all the other stuff we talked about.
Hey, if you have recommendations for us as well, we're more than willing to oblige.
Yes. All right. I'm KMB The Sexy Ninja.
And I'm Doug.
All right, y'all. Peace.